Hello, everybody. Um, Thank you and welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about how to navigate the holidays and what we do for um, weight loss and maintaining. Um, so, today we're going to talk about how we're going to navigate through that. We're going to talk about realistic goals, mindful eating through the holidays, and just talking about how do we get through it and checking our expectations. So let's just go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, the most important thing to do is first develop a goal, and it has to be a realistic goal. So what I mean by that is if if you're going through the holidays, and again, it doesn't matter what holiday, if you even celebrate the holidays. This time of year, it's more difficult for a number of reasons. And one of them is it's darker. The time changes, so you're getting off of work and it's dark. You're going to work and it's dark. It's harder to exercise. It's colder. Some people don't like the cold, so they don't want to get out. It's snowing, as it is this morning. And so all those things just kind of changes everybody's moods a little bit. Now, on top of that, we enter into the holidays, and again, sorry, whatever holiday you celebrate. So there's Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's Eve, and there's all these. We just got done with Halloween, and so these are all times to celebrate with family, friends, and so there's a lot of different parties going on, and it's that time of year where we tend to indulge in things that are higher in calories, whether it's alcohol or if it's desserts after a big meal or just overeating. So let's kind of talk about some of those things. So first and foremost, it's going to get with the time changes upcoming Sunday. You're not going to be able to exercise or much during the light time. So start preparing yourself on how what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. Do you need to get a gym membership? That might be something that you need. Are you going to take up a different sport? Maybe you could do some snowshoeing up in the mountains or cross-country skiing. That's an option. Downhill skiing. Maybe you look into backcountry skiing where you skin up and ski down. There's a lot of different options. Also, maybe you need to change your workout time. So maybe you used to go after work. Maybe you did a walk after work, or maybe you need to walk at lunchtime. Okay, so there's a lot of different things that you can do to set up yourself for success during these times. So to kind of be thinking about it, make a plan, what you're going to do, and execute that plan. That's really important. So that's kind of one. Now, that's just the seasonal change. It's getting colder, snowier, those types of things. So let's talk about holidays. So the holidays are really, really tough, especially if you're trying to lose weight. This is typically a time where people actually put on weight. There's no way, I think, to get around that. It's a more difficult time. There's celebrations. There's food. Always is the central piece in a lot of these gatherings, whether you're going to Christmas party or any type of party. Thanksgiving, there's obviously tons of food, and there's all these different things. So food's always a centerpiece. That doesn't mean that we can't. Enjoy ourselves through this, and we should, and we need to. It's so important, and it's so important not to feel guilty or stressed out about it. But there are some ways that we can mitigate the weight gain, and so maybe first and foremost, the goal might be is just to maintain your weight. That might be a great goal. Think about what a reasonable goal is. Maybe it's okay. I'm just going to maintain my weight. Put aside maybe that you're going to lose weight. Maybe you do want to lose weight, continuing to lose weight. How are you going to do that? How are you going to navigate? Think and plan ahead. So I think let's start with the holidays, any kind of parties, and the food. So what do we need to do with that? So if you're going to a party or holiday gathering and food's obviously involved, think about what you traditionally eat. So just an example is Thanksgiving, if you celebrate it. There's turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, those types of things. What can you bring or what can you make to make that meal healthier? There's a lot of different things. Maybe you put out a vegetable tray prior to the meal, so people can snack on that. That's a great one. Maybe during the meal you created a great big salad that's really tasty, and you load your plate up with that instead of some of the, maybe you just do a little bit of the potatoes with a little bit of stuffing and turkey, and then you have your big salad. Maybe you saute some green beans or zucchini, or instead of mashed potatoes, you could maybe do a sweet potato or a winter squash. How can you improve upon those foods? You can make this healthy. You can. And even when you look at the traditional foods there are some things that you can probably consume that aren't as high in calories. So look at that. Next, so let's say you get through the let's say Thanksgiving. That's a great one because that's coming up. You get through Thanksgiving, you eat, you clean up. Don't eat pie right away. Don't or most time people, that's what they want to do quickly. Go for a walk. When you come back, check in with yourself. Do you really need that pie? Are you wanting that pie? Maybe you just want to have a little taste. Maybe you just want to get a taste of it. So start with a very small piece, a thin piece. Just have one bite, really slowly, kind of slow it down. Wait, 30 seconds to a minute. Let yourself have that piece and taste it. Then you can move on to your next bite and so forth. And so really slowing it down is the key for all of this. During the going back to the meal, always checking in with yourself periodically, slowing down, drinking water, throughout the meal too. That's one way. You can have those things. Maybe in the past you had a slice of pie, like the apple, the pumpkin, and pecan. You had all three of them. Maybe, but this time you're just going to take a little small piece, and you'll try each one, and you're going to really slow it down. So again, you don't have to not have these things. You just need to take a little more, just take more time, be more mindful, think about these things, prepare yourself, prepare. Make some sort of healthy side. Maybe the center of you don't always have, maybe you don't want to do traditional food. Maybe you don't want stuffing this time, and you're going to do sweet potatoes, sweet mashed potatoes. There's a lot of different things that you can do to make this healthy, and you can still celebrate. So that's the thing. Any party that you go to, if you're bringing a dish, try to make it as healthy as possible. Maybe you volunteer to be the salad person. That way that there's going to be something there that's really healthy. Maybe you're going to do a mixed vegetable. Just bring it with you. If you're not, maybe you have something prior to the party. If you're going somewhere and that there's not going to be great food there, maybe you eat something prior to that's really healthy, and then you go and you won't be as hungry and feel. Sometimes this can lead to overeating though, because you feel obligated to eat something. Look out for yourself through this. It's hard to be selfish sometimes, but you need to look out for yourself. Now the parties, the other part of that is, or gatherings, is caloric drinks. Try to stay away from these as much as possible if you want weight loss. Water, water, water. Just drink water. Stay away from the eggnog. There's hot apple cider sometimes, and I know they're so good, but they liquid calories add up so quickly, tremendously. So kind of be thinking about that. That's a big area where you can improve upon that. You're not sacrificing a whole lot. So the liquid drinks, no matter if it's a party or holiday gathering, or what it might be. Get exercise on any of the days that you're doing your holiday gathering. That's really big too. So get out and do your holiday gatherings. Trying to think here. So those tend to be kind of the big ones to look at, and kind of think about. The holidays don't have to be a time where we gain weight. I've struggled with this myself too, but we all don't have to. There's things that we can do to mitigate. Now, on the mental side of things, I think what happens oftentimes is people are like, they get to Thanksgiving or Halloween, and they're like, okay, I've gotten this far, I've gained 2 pounds, I'm just gonna not even try anymore. Always check in with yourself. This is so important. Is if you may find yourself kind of sliding down, and getting down on yourself, but it's okay. Just stop, take a breath, do whatever you need to do to collect yourself and get back going again. People that sustain their weight loss are ones that oftentimes check in with themselves and adjust as they are going through their life. Weight gain will always be part of the life cycle, but it's what you do when you kind of see that start creeping up. So that's important. If you find yourself because like I said, it's going to be dark, it's going to be cold. You can find yourself wanting to just, snuggle up on the couch with a blanket, and just say, oh, well, whatever. I'm just, I've already gained weight. I've already done this. I'm just going to keep on going. So, check in with yourself. Ask, reach out to a friend if you need to. Reach out to me if you need to, and we can talk through these things. So holidays, again, are extremely tough time, especially for weight loss if you're trying to, and obviously weight gain where that typically happens. The one last thing I wanted to kind of touch on, I think, too, along with the mental pieces, if you're weighing yourself, every day, if you're jumping on the scale after one of these holiday meals, you're gonna see it probably come up higher just because of fluid retention. So typically these meals are full of sodium. Some people eat hams, which ton of salt. Any of the mashed potatoes or the stuffing, depending on how you make it, prepare it. If it's from a box or, if you use a lot of salt, there's typically a lot of sodium involved in this. So what I'm saying is that if you weigh yourself, it's going to already be high because of just from the sodium, so the fluid retention, so the sodium sucking in like a sponge and holding on to that fluid. So that can also get into your head and make you feel like you're failing. You're not. It's just part of it. So don't weigh yourself through this. That's my advice to you, is to just give yourself a couple of days afterwards, because there's going to be fluid retention. and make sure that you're doing do your best to stay away from the salt as you can. But yeah, so that's kind of my take on that. I think that's important. Otherwise, you could spiral down, 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 down. So those are the big things I think of, as parties. So liquid calories, staying away from those. So just we're recapping here. Holidays, make sure that you're bringing some sort of healthy food. You need to do this. This is so important. And you can even change the food intake of the holidays. Make things healthy. You can do this. Again, the mental side of it is don't get down on yourself. If you do see a pound or two tick up, make sure that you pick yourself up. And on top of that, going along with that again is make sure that you have the correct goals that you can accomplish. So don't say that you want to lose 5 pounds from now until January, because that's probably not going to happen. That's if you're doing these parties and different things. So that's that's an important part. Another thought that just popped in my mind and is a lot of times people bring in, or companies will bring in a lot of sweets into your workplace. So that's really important too. I think a good idea would be to, if you're a big sweet person, and I've talked about this before with some people, some of you, is to maybe make your own, which is a great idea that someone gave me. So credit to you. You're going to watch this probably, but make your own sweets. Think of a healthier recipe. I think that's a great idea, is to bring those in, and that way you have something that you can have while still not feeling like you're getting deprived. And another thought to that is, if you can't do that, you're not going to make anything. Again, do the mindful eating techniques. So very slowly. Don't use your hands. So if it's like I don't know, a bundt cake, I guess you probably use a fork anyways, but use your utensils. Take a small piece, slow it way, 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 way down. Take a bite, chew it, make sure your food, think about this, okay? Chew your food before you take a next bite. So chew, swallow, then your next bite. That's gonna slow you down. Think about that. I bet a lot of you put another bite in before you're done with the food that's currently in your mouth. So slow those things down, just be mindful about it. Drink lots of water throughout all this, so that keeps your belly full. And make sure that you don't skip any meals too. I've always hounded on this. That's another one. And sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, but these are popping in my mind. Do not go to one of these holiday meals thinking that you're going to not eat all day long so you can eat as much as you want. That's the worst thing that you can do for weight loss, is to starve yourself and then eat a ton of food. So continue having your meals built up to the meal time. You don't want to go into the holiday meal or party feeling extremely hungry. That's a recipe for disaster. Those are some ideas. Another one came into my mind is, if it's just maybe your immediate family and you're cooking for a holiday meal, maybe just make enough for that particular sitting. We don't need to have a humongous turkey with a whole pan of stuffing. Maybe just small, just do a small amount. I know that's not as fun, believe me, but that's a great way to not overeat. Think about a traditional Thanksgiving dinner where you'll have leftovers for 5 days, and you constantly are eating that. That can really add up the calories if you're consistently eating. So just make enough for that day. So that's a lot of things to kind of think about. And sorry, I was kind of a little bit all over the place on that, but I'm glad that that came to my mind before the video was over. So thank you. Reach out with any questions, and thanks for tuning in.